The health sector gets the largest allocation in the Zamfara State 2021 budget. The Nigerian police have rearrested Mahdi Shehu over a series of litigations against him. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Kogi State intercept 394 wraps of drugs destined for Kano. On business, Nigeria has joined other West African countries in a cashew development project. On the international scene, President Muhammadu Buhari tells ambassadors to uphold standards that bring honor to Nigeria. On sports, Nigerian Football Federation intensifies effort to improve bodies under it. Welcome to SVTV News. I am Musa Joy Onyoza. Health sector in Zamfara State has been allocated the largest share of the state 2021 budget. This was disclosed by the state chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association while commending the state government for publishing the 2021 budget online as required by the Nigerian law to ensure transparency and accountability. In a statement issued in Gusau on Tuesday by the Vice Chairman of the association, Dr. Sanusi Bello, the NMA wishes to commend Governor Bello Matawale for according the health sector a greater priority of giving it the highest allocation in the 2021 budget. For more on the story, Samira Ibrahim report.
The Vice Chairman said the association appreciated and observed that the allocation of 12.98 billion naira, amounting to more than 9% of the total budget of the state, would go a long way in tackling some of the health challenges facing the state, particularly at the grassroots. Dr. Sanusi Bello said the 2021 budget allocation to the health sector was the highest in the history of the state and was in tandem with the current reality of COVID-19 global pandemic. Dr. Sanusi Bello also lauded the state government for the construction of the State Isolation and Treatment Center, Infectious Disease Hospital, expansion of the Riman Bakura Specialist Hospital, construction of 147 primary health care centers, 14 women and children hospitals in the state. Dr. Bello noted that another laudable effort made by the state government to promote health sector is ensuring the establishment of primary health care under one roof of achieving universal health care coverage through the state health insurance. Meanwhile, the state governor, Bello Muhammad Matawale Maradun, has announced the replacement of the FGPC with Bureau for Public Procurement as required by the globally accepted modern standard of practice. The governor, who stated this on Tuesday in Abuja, while declaring open a 5-day training of public procurement conversion organized by Tapri's Procurement Solutions Limited, held at the Public Service Institute of Nigeria, also accused the previous administration in the state of corrupt and devious award of contracts. The governor was represented at the event by the state's head of civil service, Alhaji Kabiru Balarabe Sadaunan and Isa. That's the report. Samira Ibrahim reporting for SVTV News, Gusau.
Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano State has donated 18.5 million naira to 185 indigents of the state who were victims of the Shasha Market mayhem in Ibadan. Kano State Commissioner for Information, Malam Garba Mohammed, who led the state government delegation, gave each of the victims 100,000 naira on Tuesday in Ibadan. Other members of the delegation were Barrister Ibrahim Mukhtar, Commissioner for Trade and Commerce, and Malam Mohammed Sanusi Kiru, Commissioner for Education. Malam Garba Mohammed said that the governor had directed them to visit the victims, who were indigents of Kano State, to see how they are faring and how the state government could support them. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has ordered the immediate deployment of 4 units of riot policemen to address the violence in parts of Oyo State. The Intervention and Stabilization Forces also include the Force Intelligence Bureau operatives and 1 surveillance helicopter from the Police Hearing Department. Oyo State has been lately racked by violence, including the killings of farmers by suspected herdsmen, abductions, and the clashes between some Hausa and Yoruba traders at Shasha Market. The force spokesman CP Frank Umba In a statement on Monday titled Oil Crisis, IGP deploys intervention and stabilization forces, so the operatives should reclaim the public space, reinforce security, and bolster public confidence in the areas affected by the crisis. Katsina State Government has commenced the training of 1,000 youth across the state on business development and entrepreneurship skills in order to avert youth's unemployment and restiveness in the state. The 5-day training for the unemployed youth in the state, which commenced in Katsina Senatorial Zone on Monday, is expected to hold in Daura and Funtua zones respectively. Speaking during the flag-off of the training at the State Local Government Service Commission, Governor Aminu Bello Masari said the training became imperative considering the upsurge in the number of unemployed youth in the country. The governor reiterated that the training would go a long way in building entrepreneurial spirit in the youth and preparing them towards self-sustaining activities rather than being job seekers. The governor, represented by the State Commissioner Ministry of Rural Development, Alhaji Mustafa Kanti Bello, said the training is being carried out by the ministry under its Rural Infrastructure and Economic Revitalization Program. The Nigerian Police Command has succeeded in rearresting Mahdi Shehu at the Kubwa train station in Abuja. Mahdi was arrested in connection to the ongoing investigations over a series of litigations filed against him by the Katsina State Government. Reports say there is likelihood that Mahdi Shehu would be brought back to Katsina to face a series of litigations against him at the State High Court. Kano State Police Command has arrested one of the state Hizbah top officers, Sani Nasidi Obaremo, allegedly found in a hotel room with a married woman. Sani Nasidi Obaremo, a commander with the Hizbah board, was arrested in a Sabongeri hotel with a married woman. The Hizbah command said the officer was arrested in No Man's Land area of Sabongeri of Kano municipality. For more on the story, Ibrahim Dosara reports.
A reliable source from the No Man's Land police station in Kano said Reno was arrested after receiving a complaint from the woman's husband. The source said a deputy commander of the Hizbah went to the police station to bail the arrested commander, which was initially rejected by the police. But after a series of negotiations, the police referred the case to the Hizbah headquarters for proper investigations. In his response, the Commander General of Kano Hizbah, Sheikh Muhammad Rahim Ibn Sina, confirmed the story and said they were shocked. He, however, explained that he has set up a committee to unravel the circumstances surrounding the allegation and report back to him within 3 days before taking the necessary actions. Sani Reno was the OC in charge of arresting prostitutes before his transfer to Anti-Bara begging unit of the Hizbah command. Meanwhile, in a related development, a University of Nigeria Nsukka lecturer, Dr. Chigozie Ondum, has been suspended and arrested for allegedly impregnating 4 students of the university in Enugu State. Dr. Ondum was said to have demanded sex from a student and threatened that if she refuses, she will never graduate from the department. It was further alleged that he had impregnated 4 students within 4 years of being appointed as a lecturer with the university. The sanction was made known in a letter addressed to the lecturer from the university's Office of the Registrar, dated 15th of February 2021. I am Ibrahim Dosara reporting for SVTV News.
A Portuguese group in the sectors of civil construction, public works, port operations, waste, water, and logistics has begun constructing the $1.8 billion Nigeria-Niger Railway Kano-Maradi Railway line. This comes barely a month after Rotimi Amechi, the transport minister, announced the conclusion of a contract with a Portuguese group on the 283-kilometer line that runs from the northern trading hub of Kano to the town of Maradi on the other side of the Nigeria-Niger border. The breaking ceremony was held at the site of a proposed station in Makura town, Katsina State. Ibrahim Musa Gwangwazu compiled this report.
The rail line from Kano to Maradi in Niger Republic through Dambata in Kano State, Kadaure in Jigawa State, Daura and Jibia in Katsina State has generated several questions and discussion from several quarters of the society on what is the economic value of the project. Ibrahim Al-Hassan is the board chairman of Nigeria Railway Corporation.
From now on, the Nigerian government and the business communities in Niger would not have to go through Cotonou, Benin to take in their goods into Niger. They'll be able to use our corridor. The containers can be brought in all the way from Lagos to Kano, either using the narrow gauge or the standard gauge when it is in place. From there, it will only transit right on into Niger Republic.
This route is facilitating the movement of more than 30 million tons of goods valued at $6 billion. It is also account of 30% of gross domestic products, GDP. The southern part of Niger, Maradi and northern Nigeria form one serial production basin. The region for long had been a major trade corridor in West Africa, linking the Gulf of Guinea to North Africa and Middle East, with a huge cost transportation. Mr. John Okonka, president of Nigerian Association of Traders, has said that Nigeria will benefit from Niger Republic, which is a landlocked country.
Being a landlocked country and dependent on Nigeria, Nigeria can also begin to make some more benefits if well designed, and this infrastructure therefore becomes apt.
Mr. Francisco Piermont, planning and program manager of Team Company, has said that Nigeria has made the right choice in that direction.
All over the world, countries that have a strong economic growth invest on railways. So it is only fair, so it is only right that Nigeria makes this choice, because this is the choice that will sustain Nigerian economic development.
The Kano-Maradi standard gauge line, according to the Minister of Transport Rotimi Amici, is aimed at facilitating bilateral trade and to position the country to become an economic hub of Niger. The 284-kilometer standard gauge rail line with 15 stations along the corridor is expected to impact a population of more than 8 million people, while another branch of 94 kilometers will be connecting Dutse, capital of Jigawa State, to Kano State. That is the end of the report.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency said it has seized 394 compressed wraps of illicit drugs concealed in different parts of a new VIP edition of Toyota Hilux SUV heading to Kano from Lagos State. The agency also arrested 2 fake military officers identified as Nura and Dahiru who were in the car. According to the Commander, Kogi State Command of the Anti-Drug Agency, Mr. Adeumi Alfred, the SUV was searched, during which 394 compressed blocks of cannabis sativa were discovered in different compartments of the vehicle. Though the 2 men identified themselves as military officers, it did not sway the NDLEA officers from a thorough search of their vehicle, and the result was the discovery of the illicit drugs stocked in every hidden part of the vehicle. The officers suspected the 2 men to be fake military officers, and after investigation it turned out to be so. The commandant said the vehicle had been impounded, the illicit drugs seized, and the suspect detained for further investigations. The Secretary to the Federation, Boss Mustafa, has said that the ongoing nationwide APC revalidation exercise is a step forward consolidating internal democracy in the party. The SGF said this after revalidation of his APC membership in Adamawa State. Here is Mustafa bin Adam with the rest of the story.
The ongoing APC registration and rehabilitation is going feasibly in Adamawa State, with people troughing in for the exercise. Secretary for the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, joined thousands of party supporters to revalidate his membership card at the Unit 009 Godavawa Ward, Yola North local government area of Adamawa State. Boss Mustafa said APC remains the only political party with a reputable ideology which is imparting positively on the life of the people, and called on the party loyalists and peacefully to come out in mass and revalidate their cards.
Commend this exercise and urge our people in Adamawa to come up in their great numbers to ensure that they register, because this will determine what will happen in 2023 and into the future.
And from the Maiduguri, the All Progressive Party revalidation exercise is going steadily in Maiduguri area. The exercise is taking place at all 27 local council areas of Borno State. Borno State Governor Babagana Umar Azlum took the lead when he revalidated his APC party registration at his ward in Mafa town of Mafa local government area. And former governors of Borno State, Senator Ali Mahdi Shehu and Senator Kasim Shettima took their tour. The chairman of the revalidation exercise in Borno State, Ubamaigari Ahmad, has promised a feasible exercise.
We are honored to be part of this engagement in the party's commitment to repositioning our party towards greater heights.
Mustafa bin Adam reporting.
Borno State government has sealed 8 offices and guest houses occupied by development partners for not updating their property records in different locations in Maiduguri metropolis. The offices locked include that of international non-governmental organizations and local NGOs. Speaking to newsmen shortly after a special enforcement operation, Executive Secretary Borno Geographic Information Service Alhaji Adam said out of the 183 international and local NGOs operating in the state, only 21 are duly registered. The Executive Secretary said the agency had written series of letters in June and August 2020, as well January this year, to landlords of all the organizations, but they failed to turn up. Alhaji Adam said the agency would take similar exercise to banks and other financial institutions across the state. The Executive Secretary pointed out that for any transaction of lease of property or change of purpose to be legal, the Executive Governor must give approval. The Niger State government has said it was determined to rescue safely all the victims of the Tegina Yekila kidnap, in line with the commitment to ensure the safe return and reunion of the recent kidnapped victims along the Yekila-Zungeru Road with their families. The state government has successfully rescued about 10 of the abducted victims. This was disclosed by the Commissioner of Information and Strategy, Alhaji Mohammed Sani Idris, in an interaction with journalists at the General Hospital, Mina. For more on this story, Ibrahim Dosara report.
The commissioner said the state government and security agencies were leaving no stone unturned to ensure the remaining abductees are safely rescued from their abductors. On whether the state government had paid a ransom to secure the release of the kidnapped victims, the commissioner said not even a dime was paid, pointing out that the success was achieved as a result of the government's renewed approach to tackling the activities of the bad elements in the society. He added that it was quite traumatic to the families of the kidnapped victims, but gave them the assurances that the government was doing everything possible to rescue the victims, as the government also feel the pain. The medical director of the General Hospital Mina, Dr. Mali Muhammad Ishaq, confirmed that the rescued victims were medically examined, adding that they are stable, including a boy of 5 years old. In a related development, suspected gunmen had on Wednesday invaded Government Science Secondary School, Kagara, in Rafi local government area of Niger State, abducting an unknown number of staff members and students. A source said the armed men invaded the school at about 2 a.m. The bandits were said to be in the school uniforms during the attack, although one of the staff was said to have escaped from the abductors. An online medium, Solace Base, reported that some staff members and children were also abducted by the bandits. This is coming days after bandits abducted 21 bus passengers along Kontagora Road in the same Niger State. However, a staff of the college has escaped from his abductors shortly after being kidnapped, along other members of staff and students. I am Ibrahim Dosara reporting for SBTV News.
Still to come your way is the business, the international, and the sport. But before that, a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. Before I come back, let me quickly take you to our business desk for the business update.
Hello, I am Samira Ibrahim with Business News. Nigeria has joined other West African countries in a cashew development project aimed at adding value in the production, processing, and export of cashew. The Minister of Agriculture, Alhaji Sabona Nunu, has constituted a committee that will work with relevant partners on the project. Adamu Abdullahi was there and filed in this report.
The 5-year USDA-funded project is implemented by cultivating new frontiers in agriculture. The project will focus on cashew producers in Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, and Nigeria. In addition to the helping growers increase production capacity and nut quality, the project will work to develop incentives to renovate and rehabilitate cashew farmers and create more competitive West African raw cashew nut to the international market. The Nigerian Minister for Agriculture, Alhaji Sabona Nunu, added that
we have a lot of resource base in this country, and I think anything in the agricultural sector, this country can be able to accommodate it.
Raw cashew production has become an important commercial activity for West African smallholders farmers as a result of increased demand, expansion of orchard, and increased government prioritization. It was introduced to West Africa in the 1960s to fight erosion and desertification. Cashew production in the West African region has grown 140% over the past decade, generating $1.5 billion in export sales for more than 1.1 million farmers. That has been Adamu Abdullahi reporting.
Still on business, the federal government has said that it spends over 50 billion naira monthly on electricity subsidy. The Minister of Power, Mr. Saleh Mamman, stated this on Tuesday in a statement in Abuja. The Minister's Special Advisor on Media and Communication, Mr. Aaron Atmas, who quoted the minister as saying this when he received the Guild of Actors and Film Producers Kannywood in his office. Worried by the incessant complaints by ordinary Nigerians over the unavoidable and periodic increase in the cost of electricity, the federal government has been subsidizing electricity supply in the country to the tune of over 50 billion naira. For more details on the story, over now to our correspondent, Abu Sufyan Abakar.
The funds, according to him, are provided to augment the shortfall by the distribution companies who have failed to defray the cost of bulk electricity supplied to them by generating companies. In a related development, the management of Kano Electricity Distribution Company, KEDCO, said the company met and resolved all 13-point issues raised by the two in-house unions. This was contained in a statement signed by Head of Corporate Communications, Mr. Ibrahim Sani Shawai. According to the management, the speedy resolution of issues raised was as a result of the willingness from all parties to work together in the interest of the company and workers' welfare. Mr. Shawai said KEDCO was committed to the well-being and welfare of staff, saying it was why, as an organization that believed in dialogue, it invited the unions and found a common ground to improve performances as well as smoothen the relationship with the unions. He reassured all KEDCO staff that the company will continue to look after their welfare as well as motivate them to impact on their jobs towards the satisfaction of its numerous customers. Abu Sufyan Abakar reporting for SVTV News.
Thank you, Sofian. And that's all on Business Desk today. I'm Samira Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and back to the newsroom.
And on the international scene, President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday in Abuja urged ambassadors designate, consuls general, charged the affairs entity to continually project the strength of Nigeria, showcase priorities of the government, and uphold standards that will bring honor to the country. Speaking virtually from the State House at the induction orientation exercise for ambassadors designate, consuls general, and charge the affairs entity held at the National Intelligence Agency auditorium, the president told the diplomat to always be mindful of the policy direction of the government, particularly the 9 priorities it had listed. He urged them not to forget that they have been posted to their respective bilateral and multilateral missions to represent and project Nigeria as a great and indivisible nation and a very attractive investment destination. The president said in the country's effort To achieve realistic development-oriented domestic and foreign policies, the government had identified 9 priority areas to guide its policy directions and thrust within the time frame of 2019 to 2023. These are build a thriving and sustainable economy, enhance social inclusion and reduce poverty, enlarge agricultural output for food security and export, and attain energy sufficiency in power and petroleum products. Others are expanding transport and other infrastructural development, expand business opportunities, entrepreneurship and industrialization, expand access to quality education, affordable healthcare and productivity of Nigerians. And that's all on the international news. On sports, Sufyan Abubakar has more detail.
Hello, welcome to Standard Voice Television Sports Room. I am Abu Sufyan Abubakar, and as usual I bring the sports updates. The President of the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, Mr. Amaju Melvin Pinnick, has reiterated the commitment of the football body to improve the organization of the Nigerian Professional League, the Nigerian National League, the Nigerian Women Football League, and the Nigerian Nationwide League One. He made the declaration yesterday while presiding over a meeting to chart a more robust course for sustainability and improvement of the organization of the various domestic football leagues. The meeting, which had in attendance the chairman of the league management company, Shehu Dikko, the CEO of NNL, Senator Obinna Ogba, the president of Nigerian Referees Association, Mr. Otumba Tadi Aziz, and the NFF General Secretary, Dr. Muhammad Sanusi, and other chieftains in Nigerian football, deliberated on niggling issues around the league, particularly welfare of officials, and resolved to tackle matters head-on in the interest of the domestic game. Mr. Pinnick, in a statement issued by the NFF Director of Communication, Mr. Ademola Olajiri, expressed delight with the broadcast and quality of production of NPFL matches on the Nigerian Television Authority. Since the commencement of the new season, the Federation was determined that no factor will be allowed to derail the present gains as the NPFL season enters week 10 and the NNL and the NWFL matches also trudged on. He expressed happiness with the matches being on television and the special app npfl.tv and enjoyed the quality of production which compares to the very best anywhere in the world. And that's all we have on sports today. Back to the newsroom.
That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. The health sector gets the largest allocation in the Zamfara State 2021 budget. The Nigerian police have rearrested Mahdi Shehu over a series of litigations against him. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Kogi State intercept 394 wraps of drugs destined for Kano. On business, Nigeria has joined other West African countries in a cashew development project. On the international scene, President Muhammadu Buhari tells ambassadors to uphold standards that bring honor to Nigeria. On sports, Nigerian Football Federation intensifies efforts to improve bodies under 8. That's the news on behalf of the production crew and head of news and current affairs department, Alhaji Ibrahim Garba. I still remain Musa Joy Onyoda. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.